Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to get a flawless glam makeup look. So you can use this design for like weddings, I know prom season's coming up, nights out, or just to get a bit glam really. I have to say 2016 makeup does have a slight chokehold on me. I really do love a sparkly cut crease, so that's what we'll be doing today. And if that's something you're looking for, make sure to stick around to the end of the video to see the full makeup look. Anyway, enough talking, I should really get into this video, but before I do, remember to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video and to subscribe to my channel to see more of me and makeup fun. But without further ado, let's jump on into the video. So first I'm just going to tie this section of hair back. It's not going to be neat, it's going to be a mess, but it's going to help me not get makeup in my hair, so let's do that. Perfect! So we start off with a clean canvas. I have just cleansed my face and now I'm just going to apply some moisturizer. This is the Embryolisse cream, one of those TikTok viral products, but this was like a couple of years back now, and you may see I use it in quite a few of my videos. It's just a staple, it smells good and it looks good under makeup. So let's rub that in. So for this look, I'm gonna start off with eyes because it's gonna be super dramatic. I might get some fallout and I don't want to deal with that and then ruin my base. So let's do that. But before eyeshadow, let's carve out these brows. So first I'm just going to brush my brow hairs in place. This will just give me a rough guideline for when I fill them in. For these looks, I do like a sculpted brow with like a defined arch. So I am gonna be going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade, and this is in the shade medium brown. But I know what you might be thinking, oh, if you use that, you're gonna get something really thick and sluggy, like you said, 2016 vibes. Yes, but we can make it well defined and not too big because I have been there. A bit of setting spray, spray it over. This just makes the product glide on so much easier. Then we take an angled brush. Honestly, this is one of the oldest brushes that I have, which I love. It's an angled eyeshadow brow brush. And I've got it like at a supermarket. It's not a brand or anything. And it's my fave. It's just because the tip, like so precise. So we take that product. I didn't even explain what I did there. I took some product and wiped the excess in the lid so I don't go on too much so we don't get those really thick heavy brows. Then you can pinch the tip to make it even more precise, and then we take the product on the brush and draw the brow. So I like to start in the arch. I just kind of outline where I want my brow and take it all the way down to the tail. I know there's recently been a trend about getting rid of tails, but I don't know, I like a tail on my brow. What do you think? So I am just defining the shape and now I am just filling in the arch and the tail like so. I focus on the tail side because I want that to be more dense in colour, whereas the front I want the more faded kind of look. And just take your time with this process. These are your brows, they're to suit your face, you decide. So now I've got the tail and the arch the way I want it, with the product remaining on the brush. I'm just gonna stroke upwards a little bit at the front of the brow and then turn the brow brush and stroke up some more, getting more of a faded look, and it's not as dark as the corner. Then to really fade out that product in the front, I take a spoolie and just brush it into my hairs. It kind of fades it a little bit. It's quite difficult to see at the moment because I've got no other makeup on, so they do look quite heavy. But trust me, these will be chef's kiss. Once I've got the colour where I want it, I then go in with some brow gel. This will not only set the hairs, but it will also set that colour in place. So I just take the product and brush it in lightly. Instead of like brushing the hairs that way and then that way to get them to really stick, I just go through them naturally. Because if I did it backwards and forwards and really get those brow hairs coated, then that is just going to move around the product, that brown product, around too much. And then that's one brow done. Let me do the other one and then I'll be back. Honestly, I swear this brow just loves me more. This is my favorite brow. It just looks so much better. Does anyone else have one brow they like prefer than the other? Or am I the only one? But now that brows are done, let's jump on to eyes. So we want to prepare the base. And you can use like an eye base. But today I'm just going to show that you can do it with some simple concealer. So this is the H&B Soft Focus Airbrush Concealer in the shade 0.5. And I'm just going to swipe a bit on each eye. Then I'm taking out a blending brush. This is a concealer blending brush by Kiko Milano, which is the 02. And we are just going to take the product that we popped on our eye and dab it over the eyelid And then you can also carve out the brow at the same time. But be careful not to mess up the brow too much. Just like that. And now the same on the other eye. Tap, 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 tap. As you can see, it just evens out my eyelid complexion because I have thin skin on my eyelids. You can see those veins, and that's not the look I am going for today. And then I just bring up the excess product in between my brows and a bit on top. Just get that seamless blend. And if you have too much product on your eyes still, just take a beauty blender and bounce it over softly because these are your eyes. This will just pick up any excess concealer. Now let's go on to the eyeshadow look. So I will walk you through one eye from start to finish, and then I'll complete the other one off screen. But for this, I am taking 3 different size makeup brushes, a super fluffy one, a midish fluffy one, and tiny precise one. And I'm going to start off with the mid-size one first. For this makeup look today, I'm going to be using one palette only, just to show how easy this look is, and you don't need loads of products because that's difficult. We are all not made of money. And this delicious chocolate bar, this is the I Heart Revolution Chocolate Orange palette. If I open it up, these are the shades that we're looking at. So let's dive into this gorgeous chocolatiness. First, I'm going to go in with this warm chocolatey brown. I mean, they're all chocolatey, but this is called Dessert. So I take some product, tap off the excess, and I'm going to start building that color into my crease. So this is what they call a transition shade. This is going to be the middle color of this eye look, or everything above the crease. So as you can see, this product has a lot of pigment and not much fallout at the moment, which is what I'm liking. And we're just going to take small little circles, and I'm being very light with this. Now we've got kind of a harsh line. Don't worry about this, I am going to clean that up. We've got a bit of harsh line at the top, and we want this eyeshadow to be a bit more faded. So to do this, I'm going to take this shade here, this called Pip, with a bigger fluffy brush. So let's tap into that. And we are going to go right over that shade, really light, and just kind of smoke it and blend it. Don't worry how far you take it out of your eye. Like, look, I'm blending all the way over here, and it doesn't matter because I haven't done my base, and I can clean that up afterwards. This is just so you don't get any harsh lines. What I do love about eyeshadow though, I do like to bring it all the way up to that brow bone so I can get that super seamless blend. And oh, the great thing about using just one palette means every color in the palette, most of the time, just they're made to work together. They just do. Now let's take that super precise brush and pick up a darker shade. I'm going to take the darker shade from this palette, and this is called Segment, like a segment of a chocolate bar. I'm definitely eating some chocolates after this, but I don't like chocolate orange. Something about the synthetic orange flavor I'm just not a fan of. Kind of ironic that I'm using this palette. But anyway, so I've got that shade on the brush, and I am just going to focus it in the outer corner and the crease of this look. This will just add some dimension to this look, making your eye look bigger. It makes this eyeshadow look more complex than it actually is. Just add some depth, and I just think that's what professionals do, and it looks good. And as you can see, I am just slowly building that color up, and then I am using tiny circles to blend it with the other colors on my eye to get that seamless blend. And as you can see, I'm kind of winging it out, but you can't fully see it yet because it's a bit dirty here, but we'll clean that up before we put on the base makeup. Oh, it has been a while since I have done one of these like full glam moments. I have been doing natural looks for the longest, and I have missed this. Eyeshadow is just my favorite. It's something about blending the eyeshadow that I just love. That is the crease and the outer corner done. Now let's add the shimmer into the inner corner. For this, I am going to clean the space on my eyelid. This is just so I can get better color payoff, more of a shimmer, and just so you can really define the difference between the lid and the crease, and I just love that. So to do that, I'm going to clean up the space. You can do this with micellar water, Vaseline, but I have the P. Louise Cut Carver, which is basically like a cleansing balm, really. I take a Q-tip, swab it around in the product, then I distribute that product all over that Q-tip just to make my life a bit easier because I don't want it in one clump. like this. And then I'm just going to start swiping away. So I have got a bit of a hooded eye. So I'm going to take my lid up a bit further above the crease so you can still see that really nice cut crease moment when my eyes are open. But I always like to start from the bottom of the lid, as that is a part I always know I'm going to get rid of. I would say this is more of a 3/4 cut crease, because you can go all the way across to the end of the lid, but I like just to leave that little bit there so I get that really, like, it pulls your face up. That's why I like leaving it. So as you can see, I kind of rub the product on the lid and the product's still there, but the Q-tip's messy. So use a clean dry side, and then you can use this to swipe away the product and it picks up all of that eyeshadow. And then I just slowly build this up. So currently now I have no extra product on this. I'm just using the product I've already got on my eye to extend that cut crease up. I'm sorry if I slouch down when I'm doing this. That's just my super concentrated mode for some reason. And look at that. Looks a bit odd, but when we put makeup on, trust me, it'll be so good. So I'm picking up more of that concealer. Let's put it on the back of our hand. This is so we can redo that base on that section. Using a flat brush, I'm just going to coat the brush in that concealer. This is a part where you want to be quite careful because you don't want to place this concealer over the shadow that we've already got. So if you're nervous, start at the bottom so you can get used to the technique and the strokes. And then when you get to the top, stop talking because you need to be steady. And just use the curve of the brush to follow the curve of the crease, and you can stamp it out and set the base, or create the base. We're not setting the base yet. And I just take it into the inner corner. Again, if you feel like you have too much product on your eye and you're like, oh, the makeup's going to slide around, just tap it out with your finger this time, because we don't want to use a huge sponge, because then we can go over the eyeshadow we've already placed. But ta-da! That's what it's looking like. Now let's add the shimmer, but first I need to choose. Today I'm feeling this golden champagne-y color here, which is called It's Lush. But what we like to do is to get that brush a little bit wet. You can use some water or some setting spray. That's what I'm going to use. This will help pick up the pigment to get the most payoff. You can also use your finger, but sometimes I feel like I'm a bit clumsy with my finger, whereas the brush is super tiny and it would just be a lot easier to pick up that shimmer as well as put it on. So I sprayed the brush and I'm just going to push into that lovely, lovely shimmer shade. This is a very small, flat, dense brush. I use a small one because it's easier, it's precise. It does take a bit more time to get the product on there, because if you had a bigger brush, you could just swipe, whereas this you've got to slowly build it up. But if you're new to makeup, using smaller brushes and smaller amounts of makeup just means it's easier. So I'm going to stamp that shade on, slowly building it up. Another tip, which I haven't told you before, is you got your mirror, put it down here, and then your eye is fully closed, but you can still see because you're looking down. So let's build up the product. And concentration is real. Just be careful when you get to that line at the top. But as you can see, it's like super well defined. I always find it weird when I have a full eye look on with no base makeup. I just feel like it looks a bit weird. Now you can leave it as is, but I like to just shade over the edge a little bit here, because that's the only bit I do like a blend, because I don't do a full cut crease. So I'm just blending that shimmer shade slightly into that outer corner, just to make it look more like it's one makeup look. You cut off there because my camera's dying, but I'm basically shading in the outer corner into that shimmer. That is the first part of the eye done. I do like to add some wing liner, and then I also like to add some more colour under the waterline, but I always do that after my base. I don't know why, I just do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the other eye off camera, and then we'll be back to start the base. And now there are both eyes complete. I've also cleaned it up a little bit so it's nice and sharp, as Michaela would like to say. But let's jump on into the base. I'm going to keep this quite lightweight and a bit quick because I know I have taken my time with the eyeshadow, but that is the main focus of this look. First, I'm going to go in with some primer. This is the Wishery primer by the Beauty Crop. Mine is a bit messy, ignore that. I take a palm and pop it on my face, and then we blend. This primer is super hydrating and grippy, which is exactly what I need for this makeup look today. My skin is kind of dry, so having a hydrating primer just really helps lock in that moisture. And this one is amazing because it's super grippy at the same time. Like, see if it will stick. It's great. It's definitely going to keep your makeup on. For foundation, I'm going to try and get the last few pumps out of this. This is the HMB Luminous Soft Focus Airbrush Foundation. I love this. As you can see, I haven't said, but this is in the shade 4N. I'm going to squeeze as much as I can out. So I've got some foundation, and I actually like to kind of dot it around my face. And then I am going to blend that out with a beauty blender. While I am popping this foundation on my face, how are you all doing? I am glad to be back, but I need your guys' help. Please, please, please let me know what makeup videos you would like down below, as it would be super helpful, because at the moment I'm just making content that I think you like, but you might not like it. Okay, so now I've popped the foundation on my face. Taken the Coco Cosmetics Beauty Blender and bouncing that in. This is the Marshmallow Sponge, but they're not called Coco Cosmetics anymore. But mine is still called that one because I bought it when she was Coco Cosmetics, but now it's like Clomania, I think. Still the same products, just a new brand name. For the harder to reach areas, I take the other shape so I can really get in there without messing up the eyeshadow. Now going back in with the HMB concealer, this is in the shade 0.5. Just going to apply some under my eyes to kind of brighten the look, as well as add some coverage to those bags in the center of the forehead and the chin. And we're going to leave that there just to get like more coverage, a bit more tack. And we're going to focus on some contouring. So today I'm going to be using the Contour Cake by Pink Honey in the shade, what is it called? Shortbread Sugar. It doesn't smell like shortbread. Sad. But I do love shortbread. That is my favorite. Best biscuit ever. So I'm going to take another like concealer brush and use that to pick up the product so we can place it where we would like. I'm just going to swipe that on a little bit here, my forehead, and a bit on the jawline to try to make me look a little bit more sculpted. I find this product a lot more easier to blend out with a brush, so I'm just going to use this bronzing brush by Morphe and just tapping it in, and it does blend super easily, but with a sponge I just don't like it, so therefore I use a brush. Then I do like to go back over it with a sponge to get that like airbrush kind of finish. Let's not forget to blend the jawline. But yes, so contouring is different to bronzing. Bronzing is like where the sun would hit your face and you would get a tan, whereas contouring adds shadows to your face to help give yourself dimension and shadows to make yourself more sculpted. What is that hair doing there, and can I get it off? Yes, I can. Now that it's blended, I'm going to go back to the concealer with a beauty blender and blend that out. And as you can see, it's got a bit more coverage now, and it really does brighten the face. But then also, if I went too heavy-handed with a contour, I can even it out with the concealer that I'm using now. So I've seen on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube where people are like, oh, the makeup is not makeup in. And a lot of the answers are because you're not using enough of it. Like right now, I do feel like my makeup is kind of heavy, but this isn't an everyday look. You just got to apply a bit more makeup for it to make up, if you know what I mean. Am I talking gibberish? Yes. But does it make sense? Yes. So anyway, back to the makeup. I am already contoured, but I do want a bit of bronzer to match this like bronzy eye. So I'm going to go in the P. Louise Cheek Fit in the shade Cookie Cup. And I'm actually only going to apply this to my cheekbones today because I always look kind of sculpted and here. I don't want it to be super heavy on my face. I am quite pale, so if I go in too much, I don't think it looks right for me. And then I'm going in with the same contouring brush and bouncing that one out too. And it just gives me that sun-kissed look. And I think the shade goes perfectly with the eyeshadow. And any excess I have, I'm taking it up to the forehead. Oh, I really do love this makeup look. Now it's time for blush. And this is a golden orangey kind of makeup look. So I would go for an orange blush, but I don't have orange blush. But I do have peach, so let's do that. For my blush, I'm using Made by Mitchell in this shade Peach Sugar. So I'm just going to take some on the back of my hand like so. This means I can have more control of the product, not to put too much on. And then when I put it on my face, it doesn't stick. So it's like super easy to blend. And I'm using my favorite blush brush. It just like fits in the area so nicely. So this is the Morphe E4 brush, and I'm going to pick up the product that I've put on the back of my hand and then just stamp it out to see if I got too much on, because I want to slowly build it up. I don't want it to go wham, because then it's super difficult to blend. And then tap, 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 tap. Oh, look. Why does it just blend gorgeously? I do not deserve to look this good. The makeup is in fact makeup in. And then I blend it into the temples so it'll get more of a seamless blend. I don't bring it too forward into the apples on my cheeks because it makes my face look more round, and it's very round, squarish already. And I don't want to enhance that today. Before I become like a super mess, I need to set this makeup in place. So let's use some powder. And to do this, we take a Trigwell Cosmetics powder puff, or any powder puff that you have, and the Vitamin Babe setting powder. This is in the shade Fair 1. I just think colour gives it like a coloured powder. You just get a bit more coverage. You can also have a brightening one, a pinky one, but I just use the fair one because it's kind of brightening and it adds coverage, so it's a win-win. So I'll bounce, bounce, bounce. And you pull a weird face and you push the powder into that concealer and it just mattifies and sets, and your makeup's not moving. It's gonna stay there. Can you see the difference? Gorgeous. And we do the same on the other side. Pat, pat, pat. Then I like to drag some along here just to make the cheekbones look a bit sharper, and the chin because I get a bit oily there, and around the nose, basically the T-zone. And then with the excess, just apply it everywhere. I try not to apply too much powder because I do have dry skin, but the next step will help you from looking like super dry and crusty. Yes, it is Wishery. So this is the Beauty Crop Wishery Setting Mist. So it seals powders and creams together. Beautiful. And then I just fan that in. Fan, 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 fan. So that was my speedy base routine. Sorry if I went too quickly. If you want more of an in-depth video, let me know and I can create one for you. But I really wanted to get back to the eyes. Chocolate orange palette. Let's open her up. I always struggle with this. Take the small little brush that we were using earlier. I'm flicking out the excess product because I want to take the medium brown shade next, which was this shade here. Tap off the excess, and I'm just going to add it into the waterline. I'm pulling a weird face while doing it. Just add something. I look just more sultry. Is that the right word? But that's how I feel if it's not the right word. I don't know, but holding my mouth open just makes it easier to apply this product. And that is it. That is it. I was gonna add a wing, but I'm liking it without the wing. So if you want to add wing liner, you can. I'm aware this video is getting quite long, so I am going to go through this part again really quickly. So I'm going to curl my lashes and then add some mascara. Lashes are now curled, and I'm going to go in with the Kiko mascara. This is the Volume and Definition mascara. I love this one, as I've said previously, because it just has a small little spoolie, making it super precise and easy to coat every single lash. Just look at that difference. Mascara just makes an eyeshadow look pop. Do you agree? And then I am just adding a tiny bit of mascara to the bottom outer corner lashes, but not too much on the inner, because I want the top of my eye to be the star of the show today. Next, I'm gonna add some lashes, and I will be back to complete the look. Lashes are now on, and I am loving this makeup look. I wish I had the chance to wear more full glam, or I should just wear full glam every day, because why the heck not? Okay, so I'm looking at my face. I need a lip. Let's do that. I don't want to take away from the eye look, so I'm going to go in with something quite nude. So I've got the Peaches and Cream lip liner in the shade Praline. So let me just quickly line my lips. I have to be quiet at this bit. Hate that for me. It's just so creamy. It goes on so good. My lips are now lined, so now I'm going to take the Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink Liquid Lipstick in the shade Driver. This is kind of a peachy, pinky, it's nude. Less is always more with this product. I feel like if you put too much on, it becomes a bit sticky, and I don't like that. So a little bit of product and then pat it out. Before I set my face, this look is very matte, and I really do love that. And I want to add some highlighter, but I don't want it to be too bold, so I'm going to go in with the Filter Finish by Collection Charlotte Tilbury dupe, and I'm just going to put this at the tops of my cheekbones. Find a clean finger, pat that out. It just gives a natural glow, which I love. And you can add this wherever you want, but I only like to highlight here because otherwise I feel like I've got a sweaty lip or my nose is greasy. But this just brings it all together. And lastly, let's set with some Beauty Crop Glow Milk Mist. And let's fan that down. And here is the finished makeup look. What do you think? Oh my god, I love it so much. It's come together so beautifully and it just makes me want to do glam makeup more. Let me know in the comments if you like this makeup look, and I hope these tips and tricks to create a glam makeup look could help you out sometimes. Whenever you want to get glam, like I said at the start, it could be proms, weddings, parties, clubbing, just any occasion, this look, And the techniques that I showed you could be done with any colours on your eyes. It's up to you. As you can see, you can do it with one palette, you can do it with all different kinds of eyeshadows. So let me know if you try it out, and I hope it all goes well for you. Before you go, remember to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video or like the makeup look. If I could like it, I would. Maybe I should, because I love this makeup look so much. But I should get over that. Remember to subscribe to my channel to see more of me and makeup fun. Ignore the messy hands. This is what happens when you create makeup look. But lastly, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. I hope to see you in my next one. Bye guys.